Pleasant good morning to all you distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to greet you on the occasion of the Regional Electricity Sector Regulatory Workshop. The fundamental transformation of the energy sector of the Caribbean community remains a strategic priority for the CARICOM Secretariat. We know that renewable energy has given us the opportunity to manage competing priorities of economic growth, social well-being, and climate resilience. With the CARICOM Energy Policy and the Caribbean Sustainable Energy Roadmap and Strategy, C-SERMS, as our compass, the CARICOM Energy Program is focused on a harmonized approach to the sustainable energy transition. While there is no one-size-fits-all methodology for the transition, there are some core elements that are required to achieve our energy objectives. As we navigate the transition, there are three strategic elements being pursued. 1. Regulatory reform. 2. Information and capacity building. And 3. Access to finance. The stakeholders represented here today have a shared goal of supporting enhanced policy and regulatory frameworks that enable the development of renewable energy and energy efficiency. We acknowledge the Caribbean Development Bank as a valued partner, supporting greater energy security through sustainable and resilient energy systems. Despite the CARICOM regional targets for renewable energy capacity for electricity established by the energy ministers in 2013 as 20% by 2017, 28% by 2022, and 47% by 2027, the region's energy systems remain dominated by fossil fuels and therefore vulnerable to the price, supply, and geopolitical uncertainties of the global energy markets. Among member states, there has been a varied translation of regional and national targets on renewable energy and energy efficiency into regulatory reforms. Policy and regulatory frameworks have long been identified as key drivers for increasing the share of renewable energy in our electricity sectors. Similarly, financing the energy transition remains a critical issue for the member states. The development of competitive regional energy markets demands robust legislative and regulatory mechanisms. Undertaking necessary reforms to create an enabling environment is therefore necessary to attract much-needed investment in the region. De-risking investments in low-carbon technology would undoubtedly incentivize greater participation of the private sector in the transformation of our regional energy systems. The CARICOM Energy Policy and Regulatory Help Desk is one example of the Secretariat's efforts to strengthen policy and regulatory frameworks in the region. Notably, 6 CARICOM member states were supported in developing conducive legislative renewable energy and energy efficiency environments during the pilot phase of this innovative facility. Member states continue to make progress in such sectors such as power generation, transport, and buildings. As we acknowledge the progress made in the transition, we recognize that there is still more work to be done as we seek to ensure all CARICOM citizens have access to sustainable, affordable, and reliable energy supplies. As we seek radical transformation and accelerated action for the sustainable energy transition, the CARICOM Secretariat stands committed to a harmonized approach to policy and regulatory reform. Collaboration and innovation are not only encouraged but are indispensable, as it has been proven that on our own we can only do so much. Collaboratively, we reach further. Today, the CARICOM Secretariat registers its support for the ASSERT 2030 framework, the CDB Accelerated Sustainable Energy and Resilience Transition. It aligns with the CARICOM Regional Energy Agenda and is a welcome intervention for increasing the pace of deployment of renewable energy and energy efficiency in the Caribbean community. Indeed, the targeted outcomes of this workshop are timely and relevant and will serve to advance 2 key domains of the Regional Energy Program. 1, policy reform, and 2, access to finance, to the benefit of investors and end users alike. Accelerating the use of domestic renewable energy sources, coupled with energy efficiency measures, provides a pathway for long-term economic development and resilience. We look forward to building on the foundation of the CARICOM energy policy and C-SERMS through effective collaboration as we optimize resources and maximize outcomes for the expansion of sustainable energy in the region. I wish you all a very productive and successful dialogue over the next 2 days, and I thank you.